Hey everyone, welcome to the Fargo 3D printing show today. Jake Clark and Eric Faldy. John is out today. We're going to cover a couple different things as far as Fargo 3D specific, and then we're going to get into what we have on the table here as well. So, start out, we are adding a lot of Wanhao parts. We're adding a lot more of those over the next couple of weeks and throughout the rest of the summer and the fall. So be on the lookout for that. We're also expanding our how-to videos for those as well. And we're doing, we just shot some Lulzbot stuff. We just shot some Rep 2 stuff. We did a couple Wanhao monoprice.
Yeah, so a lot of the Wanhao and monoprice parts will be the same, but not all the printers are exactly the same. So that's something that you'd have to check. Like, we're going to make sure they're listed properly, but...
Yeah, so that's one thing to look out for. We're also going to be adding a lot of the screws and components for the different printers, so that if you have one that, you know, you're missing a screw and you're like, well, I could just take a thread gauge and check it out, but I'd rather just buy it so I know it's the right one. We'll be adding a lot of those parts as well to the website, and then how-to videos. The end goal is to have how-to videos for most of the stuff.
Yeah, so, not everything. Some of them are going to be a little bit redundant, so I don't know if we're going to have to do, say, like a thermocouple on something that has the same exact heater block.
Yeah.
We might not need to and end up just relisting it to say, hey, monoprice or Wanhao, because, I mean, we could do both videos, but I know that we have to shoot it, and then I have to edit it. So
yeah,
we did get a really nice new audio recording. Brian Glare recommended a sound. What was it called? Sound
isolation.
Sound isolation. It's pretty much like the thing that a rapper would have behind his microphone, so it catches all the echoes.
Because in one of the monoprice videos that I just did the voiceover work for, so I do the voice work over separately, and that we're actually
little echoey.
Yeah, it's a little echoey because I do it in my house, and I have a wood desk, so it echoes very, very nicely. And the Miller Lite
blanket
sweatshirt, extra large sweatshirt, only works so well.
Yeah, surprise, surprise. Not sound baffled. Didn't baffle sound well.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
So be on the lookout for more of those. We're gonna have a lot more parts. We're gonna have a lot more stuff in stock as well, so you guys can order it same day if you need be, overnight, all that good stuff.
We are also getting XYZ stuff in.
Yes, we're starting to get more and more XYZ stuff in as well. So the Upbox, actually, that's what I was gonna say. We have now started offering Upbox components.
I think I meant that. We probably have some XYZ stuff, but
I'm
not
still
much.
trying to get some XYZ stuff brought in.
My bad. Yeah, Upbox is what I meant.
So the Upbox, we're getting a lot more of that stuff put in. So be on the lookout for that in the menu. And I know we just changed our menu style.
So Sarah's helping with a lot of the website stuff. She's doing a really good job. So you don't know, Sarah's our marketing and kind of logistics sort of person. And I think it's now like printer styles,
and
filament parts. Yeah, then it's so printer lists and then parts like fans.
So you
rails,
can search by like ceramic
like
insulation tape. You can search by nozzles and see all the different options that we have. And we're actually working on something really, really cool that I'm hopefully will be up by the time we talk about this.
Yep.
Where you can actually see the printer and you can actually click on the different components of that printer and be taken right directly to that product. So that way, if you're not sure, like for instance, we have screws for the Rep 2. And you know, we have to try and put in the description what they are. But for any reason, if you're like confused, like, oh, I don't know if that's the exact one I need.
You just want to look at the picture, click on fan, and say, oh, okay, there it is.
And there it is. So that'll be a really nice way for you guys to actually go and find the components and make that process a little bit easier for you guys, because reading always isn't the most fun part. I know when I go anywhere, I'm like, oh, I want that part. Well, it should just work. You know, like I bought some parts for a go-kart that I've had for a long time. It's like, oh, this should just work. And I didn't read, and thankfully it did.
Yeah, sometimes you don't get lucky.
Yeah. So that's what we'll be rolling out here with the website very shortly. We're also adding more and more repair services as well. So be on the lookout for that. I think that's the main thing with
yeah, just lots of new parts, a lot of new tutorial videos coming out. If you guys have any specific ones that you want us to do, we can definitely take recommendations. I can't promise we'll do them, kind of based on what printers we have around, or just, you know, whether we think it's some of them it might be something we can't do. So
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I'm just thinking, can't make any promises.
Like a lot of stuff on the Formlabs machines we
yeah,
can't do.
that's the stuff that we either can't get or, whatever.
So what? So we actually got a skin color.
Yeah.
A shade of some sort of skin color from a manufacturer.
More Caucasoid leaning
And
color.
So Faldy, you actually printed out. I don't know what. I don't know what
so I've probably explained it to you before, but I will explain it anyway because the people at home don't know. This is actually on my my personal Thingiverse account. You look up Super Juice. I think it's just Super Juice. It's got my face on it with slightly shorter hair. But I called it like the Thing, like Thing from Addams Family, which is just a hand. But it's not very helpful because Thingiverse has Thing in the name. But so I was working on a client project that had to do with hands, and then I was doing this as a practice because I needed to brush up a little bit on my organic modeling. So I designed this kind of based off of my hand. So if you look at the pinky, it's kind of screwed up like mine is. But let's see, grab a pen. It wasn't perfectly modeled, so I had it so it'll counterbalance with a pen. So yeah, and then I made a bigger one in this warm bisque color.
I don't think we have anything.
The screwdriver worked in this, but it didn't look very good. Yeah, it's not. It doesn't scale great. As you can see on this one, there's some overhang issues. This was kind of just to test out the color, and yeah, I mean I never got this printer completely dialed in. This is off the Alunar M505, which is a net A8 ripoff. And another thing we'll talk about in a podcast soon. I don't want to talk about today because we don't have a lot of time, but. Flexible filament, we're going to do a podcast about it. I've been talking about it for probably half a year, but we finally got something. Are you going to grab?
Yep,
okay, we can talk about it.
Well, you don't have to talk about all of it.
Yeah,
we can just say
this is something
we'll hit.
We'll hit this later in more depth, but someone downstairs, one of our printer repair guys, he printed this monster truck, which is supposed to be flexible with PLA in TPU, which is also flexible. So it's you can see it's a little overboard as far as flexibility. On TPU, I guess we need to dial it in a little bit. It's got some top. Need to worry about the bridging a little bit more. But yeah, it's an interesting material. I made a wristband in Ninja Flex a long time ago. This one's kind of a TPU. So we'll talk about that a little bit more in a different podcast. I want to try to do flexible. So this is an SLA print. I don't know if I mentioned that.
I don't think you mentioned that. I know we have it up on Instagram.
Yes, this is off of the Form 2, and it's I don't want to say it's just Form Flex. I don't remember the exact name of it, but it's a really nice material. I tried sanding it a little bit, and I didn't give up on it, but I think I need to clean up the next one because I think John cleaned this one up and went a little overboard with the snippers, but you can clean it with olive oil and just nice grit sandpaper. We don't have great sandpaper here, so
we don't.
Need to buy something that's more than 220.
Yeah, I think that's the most I've had for some of our.
Fair enough. I mean, it's not mattered, but this is a kind of intricate little part.
Yeah, because I bought a bunch because I was doing my carrot project.
Mm-hmm. That's also on Fargo 3D Printing's Instagram on Thingiverse. So if you want to try to make a indoor carrot thing for your closet. Well, yeah.
Well, that's the only place I could put it.
Wherever you want to put
everywhere else.
UV lamps.
Well, the UV lamp was just super bright when I bought it. And I was like, oh, it's because it's like, oh, well, here's the area that it's going to cover. It's going to be like 2 feet. I'm like, all right, well, it's not going to be super bright then. Well, I plugged it in, like lit up the whole room, and then just a giant nice
daylight
pink glow on the window. I'm like, well, I don't need that. And
you don't want the feds showing up.
So I went and I actually made a little platform and everything. The pictures are up on Thingiverse. We can throw the link down there. I haven't checked how many downloads we've got off of it.
It's got some views.
But the problem that I had with it, and the carrots actually died, unfortunately, was that I actually used tap water that was water softened. So I just started using it, and then after the fact, it's like, why aren't these? Oh,
you have to do it like fish water, where it needs to be neutral, like let it sit out for a week or something.
Well, I started using direct well water then because I live out in the country, and that actually regenerated them quite a bit. But I think I deteriorated the soil nutrients.
Okay.
So what I was actually going to end up doing was just collecting in a rain barrel, and then putting it in and actually watering them, but. I have a lot going on this summer, so I wanted to, I kind of pushed that project off to the side. But It does work.
You started it anyway.
I started it.
Yes.
It's not going to get finished for a while. And it does work. I mean, that's the baseline. It does work. It's just water source I was using. I was just being dumb and didn't think it all the way through when I did it. But it does work.
Okay. In theory,
it does.
You could have carrots. How many
49
harvests of carrots could you have a year?
So you're looking at about a 2-month time frame for from planting to full maturity of the plant. And then I actually got mine from seedsnow.com, I think.
Okay.
Is where I got mine. They're like, or not organic. Well, they are organic, but non-GMO. That's what I was trying to say. They're non-GMO, so like you can actually take them and let them go to more of that flowering stage and actually harvest the seeds and everything.
Oh, because you could have more seeds for yourself later.
Yep. Okay. And so it's actually kind of nice with that, is that I could keep having a supply of carrot seeds.
I do wonder about crop rotation. Would you need to change out the soil or like put in some fertilizer? How would that work?
Yeah, so what I was going to do is each time that I was going to replant, I was just going to put new soil into it.
I was thinking like you don't want a dust bowl in your closet.
And what through my research, what I found, we're kind of getting a little bit off topic, but is that throwing some like wood ash in with the water would actually help. And I didn't find any wood ash because when I started this project, it was in January. January in North Dakota, there is not a lot of people starting, campfires. There are people that start heat their house with wood burning stoves, but I am not one of them. So it was a little difficult to try and find that. So I just went with straight water. But that's actually one thing that I found really interesting, was that you could add that in there as part of the nutrients. And trying to go to Menards and buy soil in the middle of January is also fun. And I had to like set the, I wanted to do it like within a day of buying the soil. So I had to actually go set the soil out in like my living room on like a blanket.
So thaw out a little bit. I got you.
Yeah, and then
it's cold in I would say Fargo, but yeah, it's cold in this part of the world.
Yeah. So it I would not recommend doing that project in the winter if you're in the northern part of the states. But the baseline is it does work. The files are up there. I think I uploaded the STPs with that as well, so the step files, so you guys can edit it and change it, remix it. With it, what I actually designed in there is, so the first top portion is actually, and you'll see this, I think I uploaded the picture of the drawing. Top portion is mainly for the soil, and the bottom portion is actually an overflow basin with vents in it, or slits.
Grading, kind of.
Yep, grading, so that the water, if I overwatered it, then it would actually take the water towards the bottom and then sit down there instead of saturating the whole soil, because I am known to overwater things. So that's why my mom does not let me around her flowers very often.
Fair enough.
And then we were actually going to start doing like tomatoes outside and trying to incorporate 3D printing with that, but got way too busy.
There's something called, is it FarmBot? The one that does the auto planting?
Yeah.
That's something that I see it's something that scrolls through my Facebook probably once a week. Like, whoa, look at it.
CNN Money covers it like
it's pretty
three
much,
times a week. It's
pretty much like a CNC sort of thing where it's just... I mean, if we talked about the form cell, it's pretty much the same exact setup, where it's on a track and then it moves down, moves back up. I guess there's a little hand on it for grabbing the seeds. Or whatever.
There's different attachments to it. So if you haven't seen it,
stuff.
Probably if you're watching this, you probably have seen. Because what you search has probably popped up in your feeds or in your advertisements.
Recommendations.
Yeah, there you go. But with that, I don't think I have anything else.
We have plenty of things we wanted to talk about, but we will save them. We'll save them for a week when we've had enough time to do due diligence. There are some new...
And John actually being on the podcast would help with that as well.
He's the tech guy where I said, hey, who knows about these printers? We're going to talk about belt printers, like the continuous belt things where it's either for long prints or for continuous overnight. Black belt, and there's also printer belt. So I was confused when I was looking this up. So if you want to hear about that, tune in next time. We're going to talk about flexible filaments sometime in the future too. So
perfect. Well, for both Faldy and myself and everyone else on the Fargo 3D team, thanks for watching. Subscribe to us, follow us. I know our Instagram is usually pretty active.
Yeah, not
lately.
I'm usually the one doing it, so
it's more active than a lot of other side of things, but we'll have more videos coming out, so be sure to subscribe so that you can actually get those updates when those do come out.
Yes.
Thanks, everyone. Ready?
Farther this way. Good. This is where I'm at.
Don't matter.
So I'm going to check the... I didn't focus.
I don't need another one out of focus.
Well...